Assalamualaikum everyone. Welcome. This is ICN Al-Falah Academy's parent informational session that was held on August the 10th, 2020, which was this past Monday. I'm here today to give those of you who could not attend a quick but comprehensive overview of what was covered, inshallah. First of all, thank you for attending online. This is truly the first step in your child's education, is that parental support. So thank you for being here today. Thank you for being committed to making your child's Islamic education a priority. The best of charity is when a Muslim man gains knowledge and then he teaches it to his Muslim brother. I'd like to start with a hadith or a Quranic verse to help us all remember the root purpose of why we are all here, whether it's parents, educators, or students. And what we do should be for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When we have that understanding, I truly believe our intentions are pure. And when our intentions are pure, I believe that we can all put forth our best, strongest effort into making this school worthwhile for all parties involved. So before we get into the nuts and bolts, I just pray that inshallah this year is a strong year for all of us who are the support structure for our students. And that means the parents, the educators, and the students themselves. We form a triangle in which all three legs, all three vertices, the parents, the students, and the educators, all play a vital role in supporting our youth and our students. So Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. My name is Sister Alzina Salim, for those of you who may not know me. I have been with ICN Al-Falah for, this is my 14th year. I taught at Benedictine and then at Niqua when the school was at Niqua and then at Fisher. And then for the past 6 years, I have been an academic co-chair. Alhamdulillah, working alongside with our previous principal, Brother Kashif Fakhruddin. I've had the privilege to work with and learn from him for many years. And now I am honored, I am humbled, I am just super excited to take on this new role as principal of our weekend school here at ICN, which is ICN Al-Falah Academy. Now, taking on a role as a principal is obviously a daunting task, but this slide and the next slide show me that it can be done. And it's because we have an amazing administrative team and academic team that work together, are committed, dedicated, passionate about what they do. And that's why for many years, Al-Falah has been, alhamdulillah, successful in providing high standards of Islamic education for our community. Our vice principal is Brother Naeem Husseini. He's been with the Islamic Weekend School for more years than I have. He has started the youth program, which is our program for 8th graders, 9th graders, and 10th graders. And he currently co-leads that program as well. He's also very active at our masjid at Islamic Center of Naperville with the ICN Boy Scouts. So excited to be working alongside Brother Naeem this year as well. Our head of academics is Sister Fakra Ratiwala. She's been with this school for, I believe, 4 years now. And each of these years, she's helped with our Connections program as the lead of Connections, this year as a co-lead. And this year also, she will be heading our academics team, which was my role last year. The work that she has done over the past 4 years is amazing, and I know that she'll put forth the same strong effort and her skill set forward to providing our team leads and then our teachers with great insights into how to making the classroom experience the best possible. And Sister Fakra is a true example of the strong family and team that's been created here at Al-Falah. She actually moved to Boston 2 years ago and has been working remotely for the school, alhamdulillah, for the past 2 years. And of course, this year, the school being online, it works out very, very well for her. Brother Amin Galeria is our head of technology. This is a new support team here at ICN Al-Falah. And of course, being online, technology and academics actually go hand in hand. Without the technology support, we wouldn't be able to provide the academics. Brother Amin Galeria has been with the school for years. You probably would recognize him if he's wearing a yellow security shirt and standing in front of the school. He's been on the security team, helped with graduation ceremonies, and he has a background in IT. So that definitely is a benefit to this position. So we welcome him. Our head of staff is Sister Asfa Fakhruddin. If you've been in the school before, part of ICN, you know Sister Asfa. She's played a vital role in our school. She brings on our teachers, our TAs. She deals with all the substitute teaching, the class structure, and class schedule, our books and supplies. So we're super excited to have Sister Asfa back again. Brother Kashif has moved forward and Sister Misha has moved away. So we're excited again to have a Fakhruddin still on board. Our administrative lead is Sister Aisha Anis. She does all the back end work for all of us. All of our calendar, schedules, attendance, some of our registration, our incentive programs, our emails. So without Sister Aisha's work, a lot of the work that we all do could not even move forward. And Sister Aisha has been taking on this position for a few years now, so we are also happy to have her here again. Our academic team. I'll go back, I apologize. Our academic team is very similar to last year. We have for our Islamic Studies lead, Sister Maham Gulzar, Quran, Sister Asfa Fakhruddin, Connection, Sister Fakra Ratiwala, and Sister Shifa Ali. Youth Program, Brother Naeem Husseini and Sister Saima Shah, and Arabic, Sister Adwa Abdul. All of these academic team leads have been here in previous years. They've done strong work. And we're excited to have them back again to put forth that same, passionate effort into our teams. Our leads work with our teachers and TAs in those subject areas. Our special needs program lead is Brother Farhan Shah. He's new to our team this year, but alhamdulillah, we were able to help him transition throughout the year before we were all quarantined. So he has a greater perspective of what's going on for the special needs team. And he also has been helping with the special needs program for many years. So we welcome Brother Farhan Shah to our team. Before we get into the nuts and bolts, I just wanted to review our goal and our motto. Our goal is to nurture and empower our students through Islamic knowledge and application to become proud Muslim ambassadors and strong community citizens. So how do we do that? Well, our motto is learn, live, love, live, learn Islam. Any way you want to put those 3 words. Let's talk about them. So learn, that's the informational portion of our school. That's the knowledge base. This comes from 2 of our subject areas, Islamic studies and Quran. Islamic studies reviews Islamic history, prophet stories, seerah, Muslim etiquette, and Quran goes over our surahs, translation, tafsir, and Quranic Arabic. these two courses really give our students that information and that knowledge about our religion. Live. Live is the transformational portion of our program. It is the portion where we believe our students truly develop their Muslim identity. The Live portion comes from our third subject area, Connections. Connections is a program that was designed years ago at ICN Al-Falah Academy to help our students actually live the information and the knowledge that they have been learning. So to take that information and help them learn how to apply it in their everyday lives, or how they're actually living that information and they don't realize that they're truly living like a Muslim. Love. Love is the best way I can describe it is, all of our educators, all of our parents. I truly believe we are here at Love. That's when we want to continue learning about our religion. We want to share the knowledge that we have, and we want to repeat that process off and on. That's the love, that's the pride that we gain from, and that we have in being Muslim. And we believe that when our students learn and live, that pride develops, that love for their religion develops. And this is the third line in our motto. Now, our older kids might go through our motto, learn, live, love. Our younger kids may begin with love and then go learn, live. The younger kids, they're proud to be Muslim. They're super happy and excited to be Muslim. And because of that love, because of that pride, the informational portion, the learn portion, comes easier for our younger students. And the live portion, the transformational step, that happens as our younger students mature. All right, so the nuts and bolts of our school year, 2020-2021 school year. What I'll do here is I'll go over the bullet points. I'll also be answering a lot of the questions that came through on our Google form, as well as during our live session. So I'll integrate those answers in my description of these bullet points. All right, 100% remote learning. We will be going 100% remote. And what that means is we are 100% online. Okay, we will not be meeting in person unless our situation in our area allows that to happen. Why, you may ask? Well, the number one reason is every year we rent Fisher Middle School in District 204. Rentals are not available. Even when the hybrid learning option was given for District 204 families, volunteers and visitors were not allowed in the school. So we don't anticipate rentals to be available anytime soon. The second reason is the logistics involved with setting up an in-person school. There would have been staggered learning dates for different grade levels, staggered entry, temperature checks, directional flow. Would need volunteers to maintain directional flow of students, maintain spacing of students, maintain cleanliness of the school and sanitizing after we've used desks and chairs. There would have been no lunch and no prayer. So alhamdulillah, in June, we came to the decision to go 100% remote, and here we are today. Our modified curriculum. So what that means is that we will have our same 3 courses for Islamic school, our Islamic studies, our Quran, and our connections, like I just reviewed. The modified portion means is that our grade levels will be combined for the online format. So we will have 4 schools, if you want to call them that. The first school is our young elementary. That's pre-K, kindergarten, and first grade. Our second school is our elementary, which is 2nd grade, 3rd grade, and 4th grade. Our third school is our junior high, which is 5th grade, 6th grade, and 7th grade. And our school is the youth program, which is 8th grade, 9th grade, and 10th grade. And on the next slide, you'll see these schools and the division clearly in our chart that I will be showing. We will have these 3 courses. They will be again for each of these schools. And rest assured, our academic team, Sister Fakra, is working hard on working with the teachers to make sure that students are challenged, but also provide differentiation that's needed for students that may be struggling. So we understand that there are different age groups and grade levels together in class, but we will be addressing those needs, inshallah. Collaboration with ICN Youth. So what we hope to do for the Connections program for our 5th grade and higher is to collaborate with the ICN Youth. They have Heartbeats and Revival programs. Heartbeats are for middle school students. Revival program is for high school students. These programs are nice. They have some information in them, and then they're essentially what our Connections program hopes to achieve. They help connect what is the lesson of that day to those students' everyday lives through activities, projects, and discussions and conversations. So we will be promoting their events, and right now they are in person, which is nice because anyone's top priority these days is to have our students get together in person. And of course, it's twofold. One, for that social emotional connection for our students, but for us as Muslims and for us being a weekend school, it is important for our students to be amongst other Muslim peers, to really be able to develop their identity and their pride for their religion. We'll also be hosting monthly connection series for our 5th grade and older. So when I show the calendar soon, you'll see that there are specific dates for these connection series. We are talking to professionals, authors, activists, political leaders in our community to come speak about various topics, help connect what our religion says about these areas and fields, and give our students a little bit more in-depth perspective about living their religion every day. Our elective program will continue, inshallah, and you will see on the next slide, it will be still from 9 to 9:50 a.m. online, and I'll talk about what synchronous means. It will be synchronous as well. The Arabic program is predominantly Arabic, the language, conversational Arabic. So they'll study the alphabet, words, and speaking. There will be some Quranic Arabic scattered through the Arabic program, but predominantly it is for conversational Arabic. Our hybrid versus online special needs program. Right now, we are still, Brother Farhan is working with Mohsen, and they're still in the process of determining the best setup for our special needs students. We're lucky to be a pioneer weekend school, having the first in the nation special needs program. And we are very excited again to have the special needs program with us as well. Again, the special needs students being in person is much more beneficial for them than being online. So their program may opt for that option, and it is a smaller program. Curricular events. So believe it or not, we will still hold the same curricular events, an online quiz bowl, online surah club, online kirat competition, and online Muslims around the world. We'll send details for all of those events, as they approach. We'll also have author visits to supplement our curriculum. Our extracurricular events, school-wide online games, community service events, whether they're online or in person, and smaller social gatherings. Again, just to reiterate, our top priority is to try to get our students together, whether they're by grade level, by these schools that I've been talking about, or whether it's through social gatherings with families. Our new technology support team, we have a whole slide on their endeavors. Again, technology for this year is just as important as our academics, because again, we cannot move forward with the academic program if we did not have the technology support. Project-based learning, we'll have crafts during class, even though we're online, speakers, incentive prizes again, and our mascot, Asad the Lion, will be making surprise visits to classrooms throughout the year. So we're lucky to have Asad the Lion back too. All right, so this is our remote learning structure. You can see on the top in the black, the different schools that I had just talked about, the young elementary, the junior high, and the youth program. Below that, in green, you see the Arabic program from 9 to 9:50. Currently, we have 3 Arabic levels. In the past, we've had 6. Depending upon registration for Arabic and for the rest of our courses, we will determine whether we need to create more classrooms and bring upon more teachers. As of right now, we have 3 Arabic classes. This will be synchronous. And what synchronous means is that the teacher will be live with her video on, the students will be live, they should have their videos on, and there'll be interaction going on, whole group learning, small group learning, because in each Arabic class there'll be 2 teachers and a TA, and we can create breakout rooms where our teachers can interact more frequently with students on a one-on-one basis. The red portion on the screen is our school day. The school day, the synchronous learning of our school day is from 10 a.m. to 11:25 a.m. It's an hour and 25 minutes. So let's take a look at young elementary and elementary. So every week they'll have an alternating subject area. One week will be Islamic studies, the next week will be Quran, and we'll take a look at the calendar and you can see that as well. From 10 to 10:40, they'll have that course. Again, possibly breakout rooms after the whole group session. From 10:40 to 10:45, so it's not written here for the purpose to reduce confusion, but from 10:40 to 10:45, there is an online break for all of these schools. And then from 10:45 to 11:25 for young elementary and elementary, we have connections. So our connections teachers, our Islamic studies teachers, or Quran, whoever's teaching that day, will have 3 teachers and a TA in each classroom at 10 a.m. They will continue to stay in the classroom until 11:25, until the class actually ends. The break in the middle that I just talked about, 10:40 to 10:45, that break is there, but we did not want to write it on there because we did not want our students to log on enough. We did not want a technology gap in there. So students can get up, go to the bathroom, get a snack, walk around their house, and come back to their next class, inshallah. Our junior high. So junior high is set up just a little bit differently. From 10 to 10:40, they will have Islamic studies, again, synchronous. And then from 10:45 to 11:25, they will have Quran, synchronous. Again, there will be a break in between. And our lesson plans, even though they're the same as they always have been, there is no adjustment in terms of our expectations and level of professionalism this year because we're online. The tweaks will be made to the lesson plans in terms of giving our students smaller bursts of information with gaps in between, obviously larger breaks for our young elementary and elementary versus our older students. just so students can move their eyes away from the screen, walk around their house, and come back. We do understand that majority of our students will be online throughout the week for hours. I know the last thing our families want is to put their children in front of a screen again on a Saturday morning. So there will be breaks during these classes as well. Our youth program, they have two components, Sira and Islamic topics. Again, the time frame is the same as junior high, 10 to 10:40 Sira and 10:45 to 11:25 Islamic topics. The youth program this year has been condensed to a 2-year program. So the first year YP students will have synchronous learning from 10 to 11:25 a.m. YP 2 and 3, because they're being combined, will only be attending from 11:30 to 12:55 on assigned days. Now, these assigned days are listed on our school calendar, which I'll show preview in a little bit, and it will also be posted on our website shortly at the end of this week. Our website is www.icnschool.org, icnschool.org. Okay, so YP 2 and 3, which is essentially our 9th and 10th graders, will only be there on those assigned days. And the youth program made changes last year to the YP 2 and 3 program. And they have a component of Islamic community service, self-building, and service in the community that's not necessarily Islamic. So there are hours that the students have to gain on their own. When they come in person, they have learning going on, informational and transformational, and review of all the service and self-reflection they've done on their own that needs to be acquired. Those hours will be logged. We will also be promoting the Connection Speaker Series, the Revival Program for our youth program students. Now you see in the orange, we have 11:25 to 11:50. We have teachers' office hours across the board. In the bottom left-hand corner, you see that we have Arabic teachers' office hours. This will remain the same every single week. The purpose of this is that, if you've been to our school before, you know that you come in, you might see your teachers, you might see one of us, you may be able to talk to us about any sort of issues, maybe they're technology, maybe they're class related, maybe you just want to ask for some support and how you can better help your child at home. And so that's why we found it imperative to have teachers' office hours every single week. So they will stay logged on. You just have to log on at that time and ask your questions. Again, a reminder, this wouldn't be a parent-teacher conference. We do have that scheduled at the end of this year. It's listed on our calendar, but this is an opportunity to ask curricular questions. All right, let's go to our calendar. Quick overview. Again, this will be posted on our website. I'm going to make it smaller so we can see what's going on here. You can see we start on September 12th. We run till April 30th. And the reason being April 30th is the first 2 weeks of May are the last 10 days of Ramadan. So we thought it would be best to end earlier. You can see the days where there's vacation, there's no school. Parent-teacher conferences fall on December 19th. We'll talk about Curriculum Day. Here in the notes, you can see special days and events. Curriculum Day is coming up on September 19th. The reason that it is when the school year begins is there's a lot of information for our families prior to the school year. And once the school year begins, we'll be able to, it's the second week, present to you, in a chart format, what your child should be learning throughout the school year so that you can better support your child. We have our YP final year check-in dates listed. We have our speaker series. You can see Connection Speaker Series or social events. or service events listed here. We have kids competition date. We also should have quiz bowl for elementary and quiz bowl for junior high. So you can get a lot of information here on our calendar. Again, we will post this by the end of this week, inshallah. I also wanted, let's see where we are here. I also wanted to show this. This is our internal curriculum for, let's say, this is our young elementary, pre-K to first. And the reason for showing this now is just to let our parents know that our team leads have been working diligently since January to create the best curriculum and activities for our students for this upcoming year. So we have lessons planned, activities, we'll have materials listed, and we'll talk about how we will also deliver our materials to our students so they have all of that, all of their supplies ready to go just throughout the year. All right. Let's go back. All right, so academics. Academics. So like I mentioned earlier, we have the same expectations and rules, same level of professionalism is expected amongst our teachers and TAs. We will be taking attendance every week in our classes. We will have our class routines and lesson plans again for an online format. What has changed? So a few years ago, I think 4 years, we changed to standard-based grading for our entire school. So what is standard-based grading? Standards-based grading is a way of looking at the learning that your child has acquired from a more in-depth perspective. So for example, for a younger student, there may be a standard, I can recite Surah Fatiha. And your child will receive between a 0 and a 5, 5 being the strongest on his or her recitation of Surah Fatiha. Then there might be, I can recite the meaning of the first 2 ayahs of Surah Fatiha, and they'll receive a number score as well. These types of standards for various subject areas, of course, allow our parents, our students, and ourselves to better take a look at what has been achieved within each individual, and also what is lacking, what needs further work. As opposed to our previous method of grading, which was letter grades. Student might get a B. What does that mean? That is why we switched to standard-based grading, to give us this more granular perspective. Our young elementary and elementary this year for our online academy will have portfolio-based grading. What is portfolio-based grading? It's essentially keeping a portfolio of items, maybe they're writing pieces, maybe they're projects, and taking a look at those items over a period of time and looking at improvement through that period of time. Also looking at the ability to integrate information. So in those items that are put in the portfolio at the end, can you see that integration of information that happened from previous classes into that last project? So this is a alternate method of grading that will work, inshallah, very well for our young elementary and elementary students this year. The online format proves challenging for quizzing or testing of any kind. This is also a great way for our students to be proud of their work. So each young elementary and elementary student will receive a trifold board on our supply day, which is coming up on the next few slides. They'll receive a board in which they will pin down each project that's completed. So at home, you can take a look at it and look at improvement and progress. We hope to meet in person at some point with these boards so our teachers can view them. And if not, we'll have online sessions where our teachers can view them and talk to a student about them and assess, inshallah. Again, we will have whole and small group sessions for our classes, breakout groups. We have multiple teachers and TAs assigned for each school, each class. And we're also obviously continuing to encourage participation and feedback. So the technology platform is twofold. We will be using WebEx for our online classes. And then we will be using Google Classroom for our learning management system. Google Classroom is set up for each individual child. When your child logs in, they will see all their classes listed: Islamic Studies, Quran, and Connections, possibly Arabic if they're enrolled in the elective program. They'll be able to click on those classes, see teacher updates about the class, discussion questions he or she may have posted, assignments. Students will be able to submit assignments there as well. So there'll be feedback and participation asynchronously on Google Classroom throughout the week, and synchronously on WebEx on Saturday mornings. Our academics. So this is an example of our Connections program, again, for our young elementary and elementary students. This is here to show that for our younger students especially, there are brief bursts of information or activity interspersed with break time. So you have that 10:40, 10:45 transition. The topic that's being presented, whether through a book format or a discussion or a game, will be 10 minutes long. And then there's a 5-minute break for bathroom, snack, or to gather materials if they don't have them near them. It's also an opportunity that we'll talk about for our parents. This time for young elementary and elementary, 10:40 to 11:25, is probably one of the only times that we would need parental or older sibling support to help with cutting or gluing, because there will be projects going on during Connections. From 11 to 11:15, so a 15-minute activity for the students, and then there'll be an end 10-minute review. You know, why did we make this project? How does it relate to the Islamic Studies or the Quran topic that we discussed? How can you apply this information to your life? So that discussion, that quiz, question answer session will happen at the end. And again, this is one example of Connections for a Connections class. All right, technology support team. Brother Amin Galeria is our head of technology. 4 different ways of support, in-class support. So our goal is to recruit volunteers. If you want to volunteer, you can see at the bottom in red, technology@icnschool.com. Please email them and let them know. We will have 1 volunteer per classroom every single Saturday, in Arabic as well. They will monitor tech issues. So the teacher does not have to be distracted from his or her lessons. They will help to monitor any discipline issues, any student spamming the chat, any student, talking without, the teacher's knowledge. So they're there to monitor those issues as well. And we are working on how attendance will be taken, but they will also be taking attendance in the class. So these 3 areas, of course, mainly the technology support is there from our volunteer, but these 3 areas would essentially distract our teachers from the lesson at hand and providing the best, more efficient and effective class routine and lesson. So inshallah, this is a beneficial support. We will, inshallah, have phone line support on Saturday mornings through September and October. So if parents are having trouble logging onto WebEx or Google Classroom, they can call in and get support for that. We hope to have technology training sessions actually, we do have them scheduled in August. They're on in the last slide here. August 24th, which is a Monday from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. is our training for our parents, for all of you and our students, for both WebEx and Google Classroom. So don't fear, we do have a training session for our parents and our students on August 24th, Monday evening from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. via WebEx. And we also hope to provide, recordings of our training sessions, links, YouTube links, any sort of technology support resources, FAQs, frequently asked questions and answers on our website on a separate technology tab. All right, Sister Asra Fakhruddin, I mentioned her role earlier. She helps bring on our teachers, our teaching assistants, our books, and our supplies and craft materials. So on August 29th, which is a Saturday from 10 to 12 p.m. at ICN Ogden, we hope to have a drive-by books and supplies pickup day. We also hope to have a teacher meet and greet that day. The thought is to have cars drive through in a line. One station is completion of payment. One station is pick up your books and supplies for your child or children. One station, some sort of sweet, maybe some ice cream and teacher meet and greet from your cars. And then we could have, one station if there's any other questions or concerns for the school year. But this is the goal on August 29th from 10 to 12 p.m. They'll pick up their books and craft materials that are needed throughout the year. Parental collaboration. So, we've always stressed every single school year the need for parental collaboration. Our school, again, is only on a Saturday. We're only with your students for so much time. The need for parents to be involved during the week. All right, I lost, the meeting dropped. I will share my screen now. And we were on parental collaboration. So I'll just review this. I'm not sure if this recorded in the last session that was just dropped, but we plan on having on August 29th from 10 to 12 p.m. at ICN Ogden, a book pickup, a supply pickup, and a teacher meet and greet day, registration payment day as well from our cars, so socially distant. Parental collaboration, our expectations are the same. Every single year we talk about how we are a school on Saturdays. We're a weekend school. We're not your traditional school throughout the week. We need parental support, encouragement for your child or children throughout the week. Our expectations are no less. They're actually even greater this year because it's an online format. We need help with technology support. Maybe this is just for the younger kids to get them situated, set up, logged into WebEx. The goal is to have WebEx links within Google Classroom. So you will need to log into Google Classroom and find the link for your WebEx session. To prepare a learning environment for your child, a quiet environment where they won't get distracted, where they can focus for a simple hour and 25 minutes. That's all we're asking for, so that we can, minimize the need to stare at a screen, but also give the most in-depth, comprehensive information, subject area information we can during that time. Supply preparation. These are for the young elementary and elementary. Like I talked about, there'll be crafts and activities in the connections classes. And these connections classes will need supplies every week. We will provide a chart that lets you know, Saturday, September 12th. For young elementary and elementary, you might need glue sticks, scissors, construction paper, and whatever else, popsicle sticks, to have those supplies ready for your child for the activity would be wonderful. And again, our young elementary and elementary in-class support, this is for the supply preparation from 10:40 to 10:25 a.m. I did go over that earlier. And review and repeat. This is not a one Saturday event. This is every Saturday throughout the school year. And, honestly, for the rest of their lives. So that expectation, setting those expectations, high expectations, providing that encouragement is very key in this entire learning process. All right, important dates to remember. Thursday, August 13th is your last day to register for this upcoming school year. Yes, we have a hard deadline. The reason for this is because we need to order our books and supplies in advance. We need to take on new teachers if there's too many students that are registered. We need a lot of advanced preparation for this online format. So the last day to register your child or children for the ICN Al-Falah Academy Weekend School is Thursday, August the 13th. The next date, this does not apply to our parents, but it's here to show that our expectations for our teachers are the same as every year. We have teacher training for them and technology training for our teachers and TAs on August the 20th. And then for our parents, like I mentioned, Monday, August the 24th from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. via WebEx. We have our technology training on Google Classroom and WebEx. Again, WebEx is our platform that we are using for the live synchronous classes, which are Arabic from 9 to 9:50, which is the elective program, and our regular school, which is 10 to 11:25, is our synchronous learning. 11:25 to 11:50 is our teacher's office hours. Book and supply drive-by and teacher meet and greet. I think I failed to mention that Google Classroom, again, just a reminder, is our learning management system to continue that interaction throughout the week. For our teachers to post homework, to receive homework assignments back. And our District 203 and 204 students are very familiar with Google Classroom. I'm assuming many other districts use the same platform. So hopefully that is not a super huge transition for our families. Book and supply drive-by and teacher meet and greet, again, Saturday, August 29th, 10 to 12 p.m. at the Ogden Masjid, ICN. First day of school online, Saturday, September 12th, and our curriculum day via WebEx. Details will be shared later on Saturday, September 19th. If you want to volunteer in any capacity, maybe at a social event we may have, maybe at the drive-by, maybe in technology, tinyurl.com/Al-Falah volunteers with an S. tinyurl.com/Al-Falah volunteers with an S. If you want to help with technology, email them directly, technology@icnschool.com. We're looking for those who have that skill set, who are tech savvy. They will have training as well. However, that knowledge base is desired for our tech volunteer positions. I think I've answered all of the questions that we received online and via our chat on Monday. I want to say Jazakallah khair for your continued support and feedback. Please do keep our school in your duas. Inshallah, please register. Our registration link is on our website, www.icnschool.com. We are excited to see all of your children's smiling faces online on September 12th. So please register, inshallah. Jazakallah khair again for tuning in. Assalamu alaikum.